Alright, real quick, I just want us all to understand that if Bear just had Rizz, none of this shit would have happened. Now enjoy. I say, twins, so we start off at this diner with this guy that kind of looks like Charlie Kirk pouring out his feelings towards this girl right here, and I thought he was about to secure the bag only to find out that this dork is practicing on how he's going to talk to his crush. This poor employee over here is making like $3 an hour plus tips, and she got to deal with this lame ass dweeb. Man, if I was her, I would have quit on the spot. I don't get paid enough to deal with this bullshit. So she leaves, and now he's talking to his friend, and we learn that this man has been plotting on this girl Nikki for years, but he a bitch, so he wouldn't say nothing. His friend, knowing this, gives him advice. W man's right?
Wrong, cause this man is preying on his downfall, cause his Rizz tip of the day is telling his homeboy to bring up this girl's childhood trauma as a joke.
Like, bro, what is this man talking about right now? Do not listen to this man.
Fast forward and Barry gets home only to see that his cat is dead. Rest in peace, Gato, bro. He got a hold of the meds and went out just like Juice WRLD.
And now he's bawling his eyes out, which is completely understandable because this nigga Bear's life sucks. He gets no hoes and his cat just died. Like, that's the only thing he has left. I ain't hear nothing about no mom or dad or brother or sister or nothing. Zero. It's just his cat, and now it's gone for good because he took some tablets, which got me thinking, what pills do you have in your house, gang? Later that night, he's doom scrolling, or at least I thought he was. Bro is stalking this girl's Instagram. Bro is down horrendous. And the same girl that he was stalking calls him out of nowhere, and he almost busted in his pants, yo. He gets up so quickly and he's all happy like his cat didn't just die. Just to talk to this girl. She tells him that she's putting in her 2 weeks and because they work at the same place. His mood immediately goes right back to depression. But she invites him to the group to hang out, which of course he accepts.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
But while on the phone call, Nikki drops her crystal necklace down the drain, so Bear, being a thoughtful guy, goes to buy her a new one, but ends up getting this one wish willow instead. Bro really just deviated from buying a crystal necklace just to get this $7 willow tree branch, but I guess. And while he's buying it, the lady basically tells him, yeah, sometimes people buy these and end up wishing they were dead. Don't come back complaining. Put that shit back! So Bear's hanging out with the group at this bar, which includes him, Sarah, and this whack-ass sellout, Ian. And we also get introduced to Nikki, and as soon as I saw her, I was like, hold on. I completely understand you, Bear, because she got an amazing personality, and she's bad as fuck. Them eyes and that smile alone would have got me overly going, I can't even lie. And damn, look at that jawline, that shit can cut through metal. She definitely mogging everyone without no crazy looks maxing bullshit. Looking at you, clavicular. Bro finally is having his moment with Nikki. They chopping it up with her actually matching his energy. But he keeps on getting interrupted, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And one of them was his homie. Bruh. This nigga Ian and L Mans, he interrupted their little convo just to talk about some bullshit. Mind you, Nikki is the one to be like, okay, cool. So Bear, what were you saying? Like, oh my god! And bro staring him down with a smirk, taunting him. Like, what's with the sabotage? This is the worst 2-man of all time. And then Sarah's ass pops up talking about like, oh my gosh, Bear, you look so big and strong in that shirt. Like, holy cock block. Mind you, he wasn't even going to confess anything. He was just talking about his day, and the world was working against him. So they all leave the bar, and the group is discussing to go to a karaoke spot, but Nikki wants to go home, and Barrett takes the opportunity and saying he will take her home. But his friend jokingly says to get your girl home safe, and the first thing that Nikki said was, ew. You ruined the gang. She said, ew. Nah, gang, that's fucked up. She blocked your shot before you can even shoot it. That's diabolical. That's tough, my guy. But wait, there's still hope, because there's a slight chance she just did that for the PR. I seen this move before, because she was giving this motherfucker the flirtatious looks. But still, saying ill to any type of relationship with you, yeah, Bear, your chances are looking slim. Mind you, there's literally someone right next to you giving you them flirty eyes. Do better. Because right now, you are considered the gay best friend or the brother. Either way, you are in the friend zone. You're cooked.
So Bear is driving her home and he says that he has a gift for her, only for her to say ew for the second time. Bear, this happened twice. She's dodging Bear's advances like she's Neo from the Matrix. They pull up to her house, and as Nikki is walking inside, Bear tries to ask her out, but he pussies out like the bitch he is. His ass pump faking forever like Anthony Davis talking about, oh, do you remember when... Never mind. Oh, and do you remember when... Man, shut up! If you ain't gonna play, pass the controller! And Nikki just straight up asked him if he has a crush on her, giving him a wide open shot. That shit basically a free throw. No Rizz required. Just say yes. And this dummy said that he thinks they're better off as friends. And she looks upset. This nigga sucks! Oh my gosh, bro. I can't believe this nigga actually folded. It seems like she liked him and she was hoping that he would say yes so she can give him a chance. Bear, I tried to give you a chance, but you're just an idiot. I hate Bear already, yo. You could have had her, but you threw it away like trash. Now, instead of calling her on the phone to confess his feelings like a normal nervous person, he decides to take the Willow out and impulsively says that he wishes that Nikki will love him more than anyone in the world. He turns to his right and Shorty posted outside looking like she's the Grim Reaper. That shit will creep me out. She starts acting strange, which is catching me off guard, and she gets back into the car and demands they go to his place. But when he tells her no, she starts crying and starts guilt tripping him about her dad having cancer. So they end up at his crib and she wasted no time getting on this man's bed, and Nikki asked him to sleep with her, and that's when it kicked in that this $7 toy actually works. And in under normal circumstances, I would have been like, okay, I see you, twin. Oh, shit, get your game up. Like, hold on, we taking off shirts now? Hey, Nikki, what you doing? And Shorty makes the first move, and then they start making out. And then we get a jump scare, because Nikki started freaking out and damn near sent me into cardiac arrest. And then she starts apologizing and crying on this man. Yeah, this is mind control, buddy. You're going to hell, and it's hot. Nikki passes out, and Bear immediately hops on fake-ass Reddit trying to figure out if this Willow actually works. Half the comments say yes, half say no. Bear still doesn't know, but boy, we about to find out. The next morning, Bear wakes up and finds out that Nikki has made breakfast for him. Hey, man, shout out to Nikki. That's a W right there. Oh, wait, I forgot to mention that she also made a memorial for his dead cat. Oh, hell nah. Bro, I rebuke this shit. We can skip this. So they get to work and Bear's chopping it up with his boy, and the entire time Nikki is staring at this man, only smiling whenever he looks at her. Mind you, this is her in the background and she hasn't moved a damn muscle. This is not flirting anymore. This is surveillance. I hate this scary movie shit, bro. So they get off work and Bear's homie gives Nikki a ride home, which is good, all things considered. So he's on the phone chopping it up with him, and she just appears in a red dress, but you can barely see her face. You cannot look at this and tell me she doesn't look possessed. This is terrifying. And she's flirting with him saying, I know you like me, Bear. Bro, don't fall for this shit. I know she's giving you that look. I know the red dress got you thinking irrationally, but look at her. This is how niggas disappear. Bear, run! Now, Nikki confesses her love for Bear, and Bear does the exact same thing. And then we get a montage of them falling in love immediately. Cracking, going on dates, kissing in public too, which is showing this man's jealousy is written all over his face. So yeah, they're super duper dating in the span of 2 weeks. And I'm like, damn, Shorty, we speed running relationships now? 2 weeks in and y'all acting married already? Relax. We then cut to the famous dinner scene, which is horror at its peak. So they're at dinner chopping it up with him talking about his food critic dreams, which, give that shit up, bro. You're not going pro. They're having a wonderful time until he gets a phone call from his boy Ian, the Gibby lookalike from iCarly, which annoys Nikki a little bit, but chill out, shawty. Don't kill me now. But Ian drops major lore, which is that Nikki's dad is perfectly fine. He doesn't have cancer. And during this phone call, Bear starts putting the pieces together while Nikki is standing there creepy as hell, like she can hear the entire conversation. Remember, Nikki used her dad having cancer to guilt trip Bear into taking her to his crib in the first place. And that's when it finally clicks for Bear. This fucking wish actually works. And none of this shit is real. Now he gets back to the table looking like Oppenheimer after he dropped the bomb. And he asks Nikki if his dad really have cancer. And she started tweaking in front of everybody. Now Bear gotta calm this grown-ass woman acting like a child. Viewers' discretion is advised because we went from this nice little dinner date to one of the weirdest and most uncomfortable smashing sessions I have ever seen. So you're telling me after finding out that the wish worked, you still decided to smash her?
Nigga.
My brother in Christ, I think we just witnessed a crime. Bear, you used literal witchcraft to get laid and wish Nikki wasn't impressed by your bum-ass performance. So fast forward and Bear wakes up at ungodly hours, 3 in the fucking morning, and Nikki's just standing in the corner of the room, menacingly watching this man sleep. And then she starts crying, talking about, Bear doesn't love me the way I love him. And you know what? You're right, because your ass is acting crazy. And if that wasn't enough, this bitch start doing this for whatever reason. Shawty moving side to side with no effort. Get her on the field. We need a winger. Eventually, she lays back down and Bear shitted on himself, so he tries sneaking off to the bathroom. Nikki immediately wakes up screaming at him. So now this grown-ass man can't even take a shit without permission. So next morning, turns out this girl cut his hair in his sleep, which is insane, but I'ma keep it a buck, Bear. You low-key needed that haircut anyway. But when he tries to leave for work, she duct taped the entire door shut. How much fucking duct tape do you even use to accomplish this? And her crazy ass talking about, if you're having so much trouble opening the door, maybe you should stay home. Yeah, no thank you. Take the door off the hinges, break a window, go through the chimney. I don't care. I'm leaving. And when Bear actually does leave for work, and Nikki's just standing there like a mannequin and immediately starts pissing on herself. So now Bear gets to work looking absolutely fed up with life, with his I hate my bitch expression all over his face, and starts leaning all over Sarah's shoulder and shit. Like, damn, bro, you have no morals. Have some loyalty. Nikki might be crazy as hell, but she packed your lunch before work, so I don't know why you complaining. In this economy, you better appreciate that shit. But then we saw what she actually packed for him, his food and these creepy ass pictures, and somehow it gets even weirder. Bro, this psycho cooked his fucking cat and made this man a dead cat sandwich. Oh my gosh. And this dumbass took a big ass chomp out of it too, before finding it out and throwing it all up. Although that shit was crazy as fuck, Bear did diddy her knowing damn well that she was under the wish's influence. So after cooking this man's fucking cat, y'all are even at this point. Bear gets off work and calls customer service for the One Wish Willow, and the dude on the phone sounds like he could not give less of a fuck about this call. He asks Bear if he wants to cancel the wish, and Bear's like, nah, I don't want to cancel it, but we can edit that joint though. Maybe change a couple settings for my benefit? Bro! Do you hear yourself? But then the customer service dude basically tells him, yeah, we don't really do that, buddy. Well, technically there is one way to cancel it, but how can I say this without getting banned? Yeah, you gotta off yourself. Because apparently this fucking wish is tied to Bear being alive. So as long as this motherfucker exists, Nikki is stuck like this. I don't know why the hell you decide to make a nuclear love spell without reading the terms and conditions, but yeah, bro, you are cooked. Then he puts the real Nikki on the phone and we hear this girl screaming for her life. Bro, I still have nightmares.
To this day! To this day!
Hey man, it's Bear's fault. Now he gotta deal with her being covered in piss and shit and throw up like, ugh. So Bear sends her to take a shower and he explains to her about cooking the cat, where she doesn't seem to care about it at all. He also explains that Ian invited him to a boys' night, which she was okay with until Bear invited her after the fact, and then she started crashing out. They both end up going to the function and they start playing Truth or Dare drunk Jenga? I don't know. But it ends up being Nikki's turn, and instead of doing what is said on the blog, she tells a twisted ass story of Hansel and Gretel. Like, how the fuck do you make a Hansel and Gretel even more fucked up than it already was? And through that little story, she basically telling Bear that if you ever try to leave me, I will kill you. And judging by the rest of that story, she might do a little more than just kill him. Probably peg. Now it's Bear's turn, and the block he picks says that he has to kiss the person to his left. and Nikki is not letting that shit slide. She made this face, and I swear to God, she deadass turns into this emoji. Then she gets up, goes behind Sarah. I thought that she was gonna kill her right there and there. Takes her place by dragging her chair and kisses Bear and starts screaming at everybody about her love for Bear. Like she's ruining the vibe. Then normal Nikki takes control of her body, screaming, saying it's not her, and she breaks the bottle to try to off herself. Oh my gosh! She would literally rather take herself out than spend another second controlled by this spell. Bro, I feel so bad for her. Do you understand how much this woman gotta be suffering to throw away 20 plus years of her life after 2 weeks with this nigga? Bear, you are a villain, and your stroke game weak. They get back home and Bear tells Nikki to go home for one night. He just needs one night alone from her, and Nikki immediately starts bawling her eyes out. And he keeps telling her, just be Nikki, just be normal. Bro, she literally can't. She has to be this raging love bombing version of Nikki that you created. How the hell you're gonna get mad at her for what you did to her? This nigga has emotionally tormented Nikki and the fucking demon. How the fuck do you torment a demon? But then she tells him that she'll love him no matter what, and this motherfucker decides to let her stay in the house, and they sleep together like the loving couple they are. Bro, why are you this easy? 5 seconds ago, you wanted her out of the house. So while sleeping, Sarah texts Bear to pull up because she's outside. So he gets up out of the bed, and before he leaves, the real Nikki calls his name, and she tells him to take her out while the crazy bitch is sleeping. She's just begging Bear to put her out of her misery, and you want to know how this dumbass responds? He says,
"What's so bad about being with me?"
Fucking garbage! Nigga, you fucking suck!
Are we being for real right now? Nigga, you're making this about you when she has been the victim this whole time. Like, this man evil as hell. Like, what's wrong with you? He gets in the car with Sarah and they start gossiping, and she's low-key rizzing him up too. But then Sarah drops some lore. Apparently, Ian and Nikki have been getting busy on and off for the past 2 years. That information alone is not only crazy, but also terrifying. Damn, I don't even know how to feel about this one, bro. This is basically the same shit Harry Osborn did to Peter Parker behind his back. Ian, you are an fucking mans. Bro, and I gotta ask, how the fuck did Ian bag Nikki? Actually, you know what? Never mind. At least Ian has some fucking confidence, while Bear's sorry ass needed witchcraft. Bro, these friend groups with a bunch of dudes and girls be messy as hell. They be fucking on each other, I swear to God. And this car scene is proving my point, because Sarah and Bear are supposedly just friends. Meanwhile, these two low-key want to smash each other. Bro, you can feel the tension in the car, and not only with them flirting, but also the impending doom that's coming. So Sarah tells him that she likes Bear and she thinks they would be good together, and rizzes him up by saying, "I was to your left," basically saying that she wanted to get to smooching, you know what I'm saying? And out of nowhere, she proceeded to get slimed out. Oh my gosh! Forget about smashing Bear, because this crazy hoe was smashing her face into a brick over and over again until her face looked like ground beef.
So completely freaked out, Bear attempts to reverse the wish by buying all the wish willows, but he can't do that since he only gets one wish. So he needs somebody to make a wish to cancel out his own. So he pulls up to his shitty ass friend and he explains the entire situation, how the wish works and what to say. But Ian's brain is Play-Doh, and instead of listening to Bear to undo his wish, thinking that this shit wasn't gonna work, he was like, "Oh yeah? Well, I wish for $1 billion," and the money starts falling out of the sky like a Mr. Beast video. And now he's on his knees because he knows that he's genuinely cooked, because the one chance they had to fix this shit was ruined by Gibby. Bear goes back home and Nikki is in nuclear crash out mode. What she did to Sarah was insane, but I can't even show it. As I'm editing this, I hate to see it for myself, but she did her ass dirty. And she gets back to scaring Bear and all of us. Yes, all of us. Ian tries saving the day while flexing his $1 billion and gets murked. Yes! Yes! Thank God, you deserve that shit. Rest in piss, bozo. After catching another murder charge on her belt, Bear manages to calm her down, which gives him the opportunity to escape. So Bear locks himself in the bathroom while Nikki is banging on that shit like the FBI. He finally realized there's only one way out, which is to exit the lobby.
but he can't pull the trigger. So this nigga decides to go out exactly like his cat and starts chugging the pills. But right before they kick in, he hears the Willow jingle and it snaps. His pupils dilate, and suddenly this motherfucker coming out happy as hell, kissing Nikki like everything is perfect because Nikki has made a wish too. But it's too late because Bear dies in her arms. Now once he's gone, the effects of the wish is no more and the real Nikki snaps back, only to look at the horror that she was forced to do by Bear's stupid ass wish, and the movie ends just like that. If you ever feel bad about yourself, just remember that you're not this motherfucker. Rest in piss, bozo, both him and Ian. But man, I feel so bad for Nikki, bro, cause she literally was in the sunken place only to wake up just to see that all her friends are dead like she little Uzi Vert. Man, this movie is a masterpiece, bro. This was a banger. We got so many good movies that came out this year, and I'm glad I made a banger for y'all.